3, 0.
What's up, Yugioh tubers? This is Brian Hines from Nationals. Top 8 of Nationals with my chaotic hate deck that I created 6 months ago. And now I'm trying to give you an official deck profile of what exactly my deck does, what it contains, and what I designed it to do. So let's get straight to the deck. One Spirit Reaper. I use Spirit Reaper, pretty much a defense. It gives me an idea, a chance to hit your opponent's hand. Just a decent card all around. Really stalls on a lot of decks, buys you some time. One Descendant, 2 Spies. I run 1 Descendant, 2 Spies because a lot of my plays, you want to be a little aggro in this format. And sometimes having 3 Spies, you're always setting when you have the opportunity to be offensive because you don't want to give up your effect. But it's a lot of plays that I use dealing with Spy. So, yeah. Birdman comes in handy in multiple fashions. Bouncing back Spy to get the last Descendant or the second Spy out your deck. Going into Arcanite Magician to get an extra pop 2. That creates a light and a dark in your graveyard. So when it dies, it clears the board. Can go into Black Rose. Saves me a lot of games. Battle Fader. Self-explanatory. A lot of OTKs. Not trying to die. Trying to cause my opponent to use about 4 or 5 cards out their hand before they try to kill me, and a Battle Fader can save me. Even Photon Bouncer won't stop him, so sometimes saves you over guard. Triple Veiler, one of my favorite cards in the deck. He's really a triple purpose, a light, easy stops effect, and he's also a tuner. So I run Synchros and Exceeds in my extra deck when I get to that later. And I refuse to make Veiler a single purpose like a lot of people do in their decks. So I will try to keep Veiler at his best. Kaiko, throw in. Really good against Chaos Dragons. I side him out a lot, but I main him because you just don't know what you're going against. Walking in the nets, I figured I'm going to play quite a few dragons, so I just mained him. Triple TK. Triple TK because he's just all around good hate card. It stuns my opponent. So even starting off with it and just playing on the field alone can hurt your opponent and you don't even know what they're playing yet. But just because they see him on the field, it stops their pot of dualities, they Sangin searches, and also people go on a tour guide, play Sangin, summon TK, run over their Sangin instead of their tour guide. Cyber Dragon, 21 beta, special summon. They either do something to it or you swing over their monster if possible. I also use them with Birdman to go into some 8s. A lot of plays with, say I have Tour Guide on the field and I go get Sangin, they set some stuff. They don't attack me, leave my Sangin and Tour Guide out. If I have Cyber Dragon in my hand, I would tribute my Sangin, summon Cyber Dragon, Birdman, bring the Tour Guide back to my hand, synchro Birdman and Cyber Dragon for 8 rather be Scrap Dragon or Stardust. And still have Tour Guide online in my hand for the next play, if necessary. Double Chaos Sorcerer, very important. It's one of my most offensive plays. It's so important that even your removal with him matters the most. Not so much of him getting bottomless or Solemn Warning. The cards you remove from the graveyard plays a factor because of how my deck runs. Triple Tour Guide, Tour Bus, Sangin. I run the Tour Bus because it's a lot of graveyard manipulation that's going on in my deck. Tour Bus helps with that, and it helps when hands opening with Triple Tour Guide. Triple Tour Guide, get the bus out the deck, send Tour Guide back into the deck with the first material, so you go into Leviathan. You still have another target, put a Tour Guide in your hand to get the second Tour Guide that you just put back, and Sangin's still in the deck, so that's awesome. Dark Arm, he's a surprise factor. He's easy to set up in his deck. Seeing that I run Spy, they set Spy, they run in the Spy. If they can't kill it, that's 2 darks automatically go into the grave because I can make Descendant come out. They won't set back rows. I actually had an opponent run into my Spy with Guava and Forbidden Lancing, thinking that I didn't know it only does an attack decrease. And he lost 2 cards and didn't get anything for it. I got a Descendant out and he was afraid to set backfield. So I just made Utopia, and that also creates another light and a dark combo for the deck. Gores, self-explanatory. Soldier because what is Chaos without Soldier? On to the spells. Double space. Don't need to run 3 because I can make an Arcanite a lot. So many different ways. and Black Rose as possible in my deck. Didn't think I need 3. Want Allure of Darkness. The worst card you want to start off with in the game is either the Descendant or the Torbas. It's really, really bad to start off with either one of those two, but they're one of the first 2 cards to get allured when I draw them. Dark Hole, Book of Moon, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, Mind Control, Smashing Ground. I chose Smashing Ground over the more popular Soul Taker because I'm not giving you no life points. I'm just going to give you this whooping and that's all you're going to take. Pot of Avarice, again, graveyard manipulation, allows me to control the amount of darks and lights in my grave, and also is a +2. Never hurts to have. On to the trap. One dimensional, return from the different dimension. I run this card because I remove a lot from the grave because of Dark Arm, Chaos Sorcerer. Your opponent will bottomless you. They will bottomless you, and why not try to get one last hurrah with this card? I've summoned Soldier. He gets bottomless after I remove the light and dark. You imagine your opponent going bottomless, has 1 monster on the field, a Tour Guide that I veil it, and I go return the Veiler and the Tour Guide that I had out of play, and the Soldier that you just bottomless, make Army Arm, and I'm going for game now. Solemn Judgment, automatic. Torrential Tribute, 1 bottomless, 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Mirror Force. I mean, it was times I wanted to add 2 Solemn Warnings. I'm just not a fan of paying a certain amount of life that you always have to have available, so it can become dead. So I thought about 2 bottomless, but there's a lot of small people, small monsters that be in play, so it's not always best to have set. Also holds Gores in your hand. That's pretty much the main deck.
Yep.
On to the extra deck. Extra deck composed of Locomotion, our Gen X, 1 Stardust, 1 Black Rose, 1 Hyper Librarian, Rhionic, Catastor, Army Arm, Formula Synchron, Arcanite. He's actually sided. Utopia, number 17, Roach, Lavier, Zenmains. It was times I wanted to add in more Exceeds over Synchros, but the way my deck was flowing, I was confident in running it the way it was. I thought about Photon Strike Bouncer, didn't work out too well. I thought about adding a Brilliant because he was a level 3 in the light, so I just stuck with the final cut. This card right here, I rarely ever make him, but I threw him in because there's so many Veilers in the format that if they Veil my Chaos Sorcerer and they have a bigger monster on the field, I wanted to at least have a possible another play that I can do that can be just as devastating and win me games. Like all day, only summoned them the 1 time in that feature match. Didn't summon them any other time. Didn't need to, but I could have. And it was a fun card, so I threw that in. Side deck. Sided 1 Chimera Tech, 1 Cyber Dragon, 1 Victoria, great against dragons. Just run her because it's just good against dragons. Only purpose really. 2 Tiger King Wanghu. Very versatile cards against windups. It's good against insectors to a degree without the centipede. Try not to get caught with the centipede. Try to have a trap if you can. But they really can't summon anything. They set. Try to run over them with something bigger before swing with the Tiger King. It slows them down. It doesn't win you the game. You're just trying to stun them. Imps. I run 1 Imps because I just hate things going into your hand. My deck is already weird starting off, so I don't want you to see any of his weirdness to try to even begin to figure out what I'm doing. Double Maxi, Virus, take a dragon, take a machine. I just don't want to waste my summon, and he's a light. Puppet Plant. I just felt that I could have possibly ran into heroes, so I decided 1. The 3rd space, 1 Transmigration Prophecy, 1 Crevice from Different Dimension. I'll run these 2 over DD Crow because they hit multiples, and Transmigration Prophecy is so good because it doesn't say monster. You can actually send back magic and traps with this card. So if they have 1 and you have 1, you can send back your Pot of Avarice, reuse your Tour Guide, you know, set you up for better plays. And double the crew. That's pretty much decided. My deck, all in all, is based off of my own creation. I made it toward my playstyle. I'm not saying it's the best deck in the format, but I I believe I made this deck, and I wanted to give it a chance against anything I could play. So that's why it has a bunch of hate cards like Thunder Kings. Even the judge himself was like, I don't know what you're playing, I'm gonna just call it anti-monster because I seen TK. And that's the mindset of a lot of players. When you see your first card being played by your opponent, you automatically assume he's playing that and make your next play based on what he just showed you, not knowing that it can change up on you any point in time in the game. So if I had to say I had a win condition, it would be more so the fact that my opponent do not know what he's doing. So confusing my opponent, and keeping them on their toes the whole entire game gives me a great advantage. So that is my advantage. You're not good against anything, but you're not bad against anything either. So.
All right, let's go to the question.
I've been getting a lot of questions on my Facebook. Anybody can find me. My name is what it is. On Facebook, I accept most people. I don't talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Too much on my wall. If you have a question, inbox me. You'll get more of a response than putting it on my wall. It's like a bunch of spam. Don't need it. I had questions of why did I run Battle Fader. Hopefully I explained most of it. What was the point of the bus? I just like tour bus. In top 8, when I was playing against Tyler Tabman, I think that was the only time during the whole entire tournament where I drew my hand, and for once, I didn't even know what I was playing. A lot of people were focusing on the monster that was being sent to the graveyard, but not even the attributes that were actually being sent. Because my focus was the attributes in the graveyard, not so much the monster that went to the graveyard. So that people will miss small little tidbits like that that will give you a great opening. In top 8, I lost to Tyler. Good guy, by the way. And we proceeded to play in the losers bracket, as I'll call it, for the 4 losers that lost in top 8. At the beginning of the round, the judge told us that we're playing for the 5th and 6th spot to go to Japan. I won my match, and the other gentleman, I can't remember his name right now, won his match. And after the round was over, and I'm thinking I won, I'm excited, I'm energetic, you know, because I accomplished something with something I put a lot of heart and energy into when I created this deck. And the judge come over and says, you're playing for the 8th and 7th, and the 2 that were playing for the 5th and 6th were playing for 5th and 6th, which behooves me, because that didn't even make any sense that I would even waste my time to play for a position that gets the exact same prizes and rewards no matter who wins or lose. So it was a free game that I sat there for an hour when I had no food in my system going into that game since that morning. I was running late for my game. I barely made it with like a minute to spare before I got a game loss, but I made it. And I felt cheated, so I didn't do a proper deck profile. It was kind of rushed because I was waiting for what the judge was trying to get together, dealing with the whole who was playing for 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th thing. So I was really salty about that, but whatever. It is what it is. Mad respect to Jarrell Winston. I hope he does well at Worlds, and everybody else on Team USA. I have no hard feelings to how the game went. I just wish y'all do something this year and make America proud. Any other questions?
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
We out.